at Winky Pop, and the crowd at the top of the hill, also a big crew down there on Easter weekend in the car park watching on the big screen as J.Marshall gets us going here in Heat 12. The surfer from Encinitas, California, ripping into this one, setting the fins free. He's just had this amazing flow through these last two contests, and he puts it to work again on his opening ride here.
And this one was a smaller one, and you can see Jake was further on that inside there. Starts off with that little foam climb. Nice wrap there. Gets a bit more vertical here as he's able to punch it through the lip a couple of times. Bit of fin release, but I think he would have probably liked a little bit more of a stronger finish. But
yeah, deep. It's J.Marshall. Frederico Morais from Portugal is going to get his first ride. Let's see what he can do with it. This guy is all about perfect timing in the pocket. Moves a lot of water, a couple of good hits on the outside, and just cranking out a couple more turns to finish this one off.
Decides to kick out because Fred is using that priority. Goes up into the lip there for that little fin throw. And another nice fin jab there. For me, straight away, I just feel like this wave didn't quite have that flow and connectivity that Jake's did. I just saw a different sort of pace here. Nice finner here. Releases them really well. But I think, you know, even when I look at the face of this wave and I compare it to Jake's just was that little bit smoother. So maybe that's why it was providing that sort of, smoother face, bit more connectivity.
I see them being pretty similar scores. It just depends, doesn't it? Because if you lack the flow and between manoeuvres, you can make up for it if you do bigger turns. And it did feel like Fred had, at the start of that ride, a couple of bigger turns. It was way back in 95 when Sonny Garcia got the victory over a good mate of mine, the late, great John Shamuka, here at Winky. As we see Jake on his third ride here. This one's giving him a bit more speed. As he glides down the line, he's going to get a big finish there, but unsuccessful in riding out. He left some points at the end of that ride.
Oh.
That'll drive him mad, but he did good work before that. You were spot on with your... Jake was on a jam here.
Oh, he was on his way to a very, very good score. I think it's still going to be a great score. Lots of variety straight away. Up into the lip, carving turn. Releases those fins. Gets around this section. All the hard work was done. He just needed to tap that, but he put a bit too much mayo on it. And didn't quite get that finish. I honestly think this could be a moment in the heat right here, you know, especially with it being a little bit slow right now, but those two first turns were really well timed. Beautiful variation as well, and this wave had a very good speed to it as well. Straight away, it's a bigger wave than those first couple of scores that have been dropped. Just got to be thinking right here when he comes around this section. I was thinking, okay, wow, hard work's done. Go up, hit this section, and we'll get back to that point in a second.
Yeah, we've got some movement on the outside here. Good looking wave for Frederico. Let's see if he can fight back here. And he does hit that first section hard, knowing though that he's got to push on those first two hits to really make the ride count. He overcooks it, and J.Marshall gets the opportunity now to dump the 517. Just loses contact for a moment on that second move, and it puts him behind for the final hit.
We'll see if Fred chooses to use priority here. He does.
He does. So this is his chance to get himself back in this heat. Improve on the 4.5, chip away at the requirement, or maybe even with an excellent score, he can jump up into the lead here. 11 and a half minutes to go, pushing it. You know what? On that final turn, he had to do something exceptional to get himself a decent number. You know, 10 times out of 10 in a standard free surf, he's struggling to do with the jersey on. And Jake, you know, with all that speed, just cuts a beautiful line through this wave and finishes this wave off with a great release, complete rotation. And this is going to be better than the 517.
He just had so much speed. The face of this wave is very smooth. This is the second wave of that set. So that first one's come through. It's cleaned up the lineup, and he just looked like he was never going to fall on that last turn.
So I can't imagine what these competitors go through. Frederico has had a lot of opportunities to save himself in this heat. Let's see if he can make this one count. Nice first turn. Up into the pocket again. A good-sized wall one of the bigger surfers on the CT, and this wave is a lot nicer. It's put together beautifully, plenty of punch in each of those moves, and he's going to chip away at that requirement in a big way.
Here he goes. So this wave here, 3 big belts straight up into the lip. Second one here, timed really well. Gets a third one. 3 similar turns and then finishes off here, gives it a little bit more mayo on that fin release.
Love it. Yeah, the last turn's definitely the strongest, but, you know, like you said, he's really swung into this wave.
Yeah.
There was no nerves on show. He was in attack mode. It's going to be his best ride for sure, and the requirement's going to be a lot smaller as we head into the final 4 minutes.
Last turn was fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely flaring on that last turn. Those fins were so high. That was beautiful. There's a lot more confidence there.
But Fred banking a 6.67 and maybe has reconnected with some form before heading over to Margaret River to try and save his place on this championship tour.